What's good, everybody? This is Edgar, the host of Snug Wrestling, and I'm here to tell you guys about Aquila. If you guys are tired of your flimsy sunglasses, then listen up, because Aquila has handcrafted limited run shades straight from Los Angeles. They're made out of 50% recycled materials like plant-based cellulose, acetate, and titanium. They've also got UV blocking sun lenses, blue light options, and even prescription lenses. I know I need prescription lenses. I'm blind as ever. And these shades, these glasses, these frames, they're built to last and they look super clean. Plus, Aquila is serious about sustainability. They last a long time. They're also a member of a nonprofit organization, 1% for the planet, and that means 1% of every sale is donated to a reputable environmental organizations around the globe. And because you listen to us, Snug Wrestling, you get an exclusive 10% off any order with the code SNUG at checkout. That's SNUG at checkout. And full transparency, if you use that code, you help us out a lot because we earn a small commission, but it helps keep the show rolling. And you get top tier eyewear in return. So go to aquila.la, that's AKILA.LA, and level up your look, level up your shades responsibly.
It's on tonight! 4 letters! 1 word!
Snug.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
What's good, folks? Welcome to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. My name is Edgar. I'm the host of this thing. We're going to cover Monday Night RAW, the first Monday Night RAW of the year, the Netflix anniversary / Stranger Things edition of this Monday Night RAW, where I guess, did Triple H say that we were going to go into a new era again? He probably did. Because we were promised a lot tonight, man. We got 3 title matches. Unfortunately, no Chris Jericho. There was a lot of teases of him showing up tonight, even from Adam Pearce, but they got us, man. They made us think that he was going to show up, and I bet you they did that on purpose just to get, the extra audience that wanted to see Chris Jericho. But I was a little let down by that because he didn't show up. But we're going to go into the rest of the show, the matches, the winners, and all that good stuff. And with me is the crew, Mr. Blood, Tommy, and Toxic. Welcome, fellas. Happy New Year once again. Happy Monday Night Raw night.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year. This is the first official Raw review of 2026. And what's kind of crazy to me for the whole show was, look, I'm a massive Stranger Things fan. Most of my content for the last week has been Stranger Things based. I do find it an odd choice that this week was the week they chose to do the anniversary show Stranger Things themed, considering the show's final episode aired literally on the 1st last week. So I feel like this should have been last week's theme, because then it would have been themed leading into the finale. Because then throughout the show, we just get all these fucking ads of Stranger Things to watch the finale. And then it's all dated January 1st, New Year's Eve, or January 31st, New Year's Eve. I'm like, should have themed this last week. Then we find out that, we're apparently in a new era, and Eminem's song Monster with Juice WRLD is the new Raw theme. Never thought I'd see the day where Eminem's had a song that was the main Raw theme, but I'm here for it. And it was Monster to feed into the Stranger Things theme. One thing I will say about this show, they made a mistake. They made a mistake by feeding into the rumors of Chris Jericho, because we now know new reports came out like 4 or 5 hours ago that Jericho is apparently under contract through 2026 with AEW because he re-signed a contract in 2022. He may have spoken on it briefly at the end of last year. There was a lot of rumors, but nothing was confirmed. Not even Sean Ross Sapp nor Fightful Select had actually concretely stated that as a story. So going into the show, there was a really bad lack of energy because fans spent the whole show waiting and storing up their energy for a Chris Jericho return. They chanted it throughout the night. The first match, they were really hot, and then they chanted it through every match after. And WWE made a mistake by feeding into the chants, by having Adam Pearce make a post where he made a mention of break the walls down, where Kyrie hit a lion tamer on Io in this match, where Asuka hit a code breaker on, I think it was Rhea Ripley in this match. And I thought the more you feed into it, if he doesn't come back by Rumble, you shouldn't have done this at all. Even if it drags an extra viewership, and I know it's WWE, so it's carny shit, right? This is things that carnies do. They con you into coming to view. But this loomed over the entire episode, and majority of the matches and the energy from the crowd fell completely flat after the opener. Everything in between the opener and the main event got damn near no fanfare whatsoever, and I think that was a massive mistake.
This episode of Raw was amazing in my opinion. I like the new theme. If those of you that don't know, my favorite artist is Juice WRLD, so I'm happy to see him on something WWE related. Because I mean those are two of my favorite things, so I'm happy. And also Stranger Things is favorite. That's cool.
I did love the theme of the blood. As a massive Eminem fan, I'm going to correct you real quick. The title of the song was not Monster, it was Godzilla.
He literally says monster.
Yeah, that's how the song goes, but it's called Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It is called Godzilla. My bad. No, you're right. I should know that because Eminem's my favorite. Yeah, Eminem's my favorite rapper. I should have known that. You just kept saying it. My head said monster, but I think I was thinking of Imagine Dragons.
I think so, yeah. But I absolutely love this Raw. There were two massive points that I'm like, hell yeah. Especially when it comes to the ending of that opener, but we'll get to that here in a sec.
Yeah, man, I was pretty excited about Monday Night Raw. One of the reasons was because, all the rumors and shit of Chris Jericho showing up, and then, when the show was going, or a little bit before, kind of like Blood said, there was like, well, Chris Jericho's still listed in the AEW roster, and it's like, fuck, what the fuck, And then the reports were saying that, he's still under contract with AEW, so there's so much mixed reporting when it comes to this that I'm starting to lose hope, man. It was during the Gunther segment that we'll get into in a bit. I thought Chris Jericho was going to come out because, I don't know, I just thought it'd be perfect. Chris Jericho comes back to the WWE for a retirement tour and, he goes face to face with Gunther. I thought, what a perfect way to bring back Chris Jericho, but that didn't happen. But what did happen was we got new champions. We got new women's tag team champions. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley defeated the Kabuki Warriors in the opening match, and these four women were tasked to set the tone for the show. And they did. They did a hell of a job, to bring that energy, to get the crowd going in this first match. Man, they beat the crap out of each other. It was an intense tag team match, and how we love our hot tags in this. Rhea Ripley, she looked really good. And the crazy thing about this is the person that took the pin was Asuka, of all people. I was not expecting that. Rhea Ripley got the pin on Asuka. 1, 2, 3. New tag team champions, but also what happens with the Kabuki Warriors next? That was one of the questions that I had. After seeing the closing of this match. But how did you guys feel about seeing Io and Rhea with the tag team gold?
I loved it because let me know if I'm wrong here, but this is their first time actually winning them, yes? Like as a team. So considering that they've been embroiled in a story with the Kabuki Warriors since like what, June or July now? The whole Asuka disrespect storyline is what started all of this and led to this tag team forming of Io and Rhea. Only like 7 months later, they're finally tag champions. And it was nice, man. It was a really great opener. Everybody came out looking great. I liked that Rhea got her pin back from Asuka. I think that was great because I think Asuka had pinned her 2 weeks prior. So when it came down to it, I was like, okay, good. So Asuka got a pin on Rhea finally, but it was a dirty pin. So Rhea gets her comeuppance. They completely take Kyrie out of the equation in the final moment because at first I was confused as who was legal. I was like, oh, is Io legal or is Rhea legal? And then it looked for a second. I was like, wait, are they confused as to who? Why aren't they pinning Asuka right now? Obviously, Io stands up, suicide dives Kyrie, and then Rhea goes for the pin right off the bat. I just thought it was kind of a weird finish because for a minute there was a pause. It was like, go for the fucking cover. But it was great. Crowd was chanting Y2J some points in this match. But I'm glad the right team won. As to the Kabuki Warriors, where they go next, I don't know. I just hope it's away from Io and Rhea because these guys have got to separate for a bit. It's been 7 months they've been mixing it up, and I'm about done with it.
Super happy to see Rio and Io with tag gold. One team I would like them to defend against first would definitely have to be Zaruka. But yeah, I'm just happy to see them with tag gold. The match was insane. No pun intended to Kyrie. But yeah, I think that the suicide dive at the end from Io was probably just in case anyone was confused on who was legal, because I was also confused who is legal. I mean, that's majority of the tag matches in WWE now. You get confused who's legal. So glad they did that just to confirm it.
So I want to give a quick shout out, Tommy, before I let you go, to who's that? They wrote their name upside down. How the hell did they do that? Trey says
Banker Trey.
Midnight Raw. Also shout out to Slime World Trey. In my opinion, this show was mid. They also think Io and Rhea low-key had the best match. Rhea always carrying the show, and Io did her thing. Thank you guys for your comments. Go ahead, Tommy.
I absolutely love this decision. Good old Rhea and Io Sky winning the tag gold. Hell yeah. I was absolutely hyped at the end of that. But I will say this, Rhea, especially with that entrance, of course it had to be Rhea's theme. It's just the theme that gets the most pop out of the two, of course. There's a video out there of Damian Priest's reaction to this as well, and him going back and forth, raising his hands up. Him with Rhea and the support that those two have with each other, holy crap, that is absolutely amazing in itself. But overall, match itself was great for me. I love the fact that Rhea and Io are tag team champions, in which I was wondering why in the world they brought up the fact that Io is undefeated in 13 months in tag team competition. At least that's what Michael Cole said. So there is that.
Another fun little fact here that went down during this match was, I believe it was Corey Graves mentioned one of the moves that Io Sky did that was taught to her by, oh my God, I'm going to get so much shit. I can't remember the guy that recently retired from New Japan like a couple nights ago.
Was that
but
Okada?
I thought it was cool. Who?
Was it Okada?
No. Okada's still in AEW.
The president
I don't know.
of New Japan, right? The president of New Japan.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but I thought it was cool that I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I thought it was cool that they mentioned his name on this episode of WWE, especially because AEW has, that partnership with New Japan. So the fact that that was mentioned on WWE programming, I thought was pretty interesting. But yeah, I know I'm gonna get like nailed to the wall for not remembering his name, but I don't watch New Japan. I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So
Don't feel bad. I literally listened to the reports about his final match this morning, and I'm blanking on his name, and I know it too.
yeah, I've been
I
seeing
thought
all
it
the
was Tetsuya
reports. Yeah,
Naito because it's the president of New Japan, and the interesting story behind that, and the fact they're even mentioning it tonight is kind of crazy. Considering the whole reason Shinsuke Nakamura was apparently supposed to be gone for a while was he was supposed to be a part of that guy's retirement tour and ending and be one of his final opponent. Because he goes all the way back with this guy for like 20 years in their career. And WWE originally said yes to it, but when they were when it turned out that they were saying stuff on AEW about his retirement, they were like, "Oh, well, there's going to be AEW guys there," and they pulled Shinsuke. And they said, "Hey, the only way that Shinsuke is allowed to have this match is if it's under a WWE umbrella." So the whole match got canceled, and that's why Shinsuke was off TV for weeks last year because they pulled their reported in-house plans for him. So the fact that they would do that and then still name drop the guy tonight when they wouldn't even mention him unless it was in WWE is kind of funny to me.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
There it
And
is.
he drew, I saw the reports because they compared the crowd sizes for John Cena's retirement match, Sting's retirement match, and Tanahashi's retirement match. Tanahashi drew like 50,000 people for his retirement match compared to John Cena that was like 20,000, and I think Sting did like 30,000 or something like that. So it was a pretty big deal. I think that's why the WWE, had to mention it. But yeah, cool stuff here for this opening match. New women's tag team champions, and now we get to see Io and Rhea both on SmackDown and Raw, which is also lovely. Up next, we had the number one hated guy on the IWC besides me, apparently, Gunther. Gunther has just been hating nonstop on John Cena, calling him a bitch for tapping out. Really being mad disrespectful, right? Adam Pearce, before the segment, asked Gunther to keep it respectful, and Gunther said, no, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to keep talking my shit. What about my respect? Okay? I'm the one that made Cena tap out. Put some respect on my name. But then he gets interrupted by AJ Styles, and to me, I was like, not because I don't like AJ Styles, I do. He's phenomenal. But this was when I was expecting, again, all the rumors that Chris Jericho was going to show up. I was like, is this when we see Jericho? Is this how we see Jericho return? But it was AJ Styles, and they did a little angle there where AJ Styles slapped Gunther across the face to set up their match for next week on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I'm glad we got the ball rolling on this because we've had at this point nearly a month of teases. Like next week will be 1 month since Cena retired. So it's been like 3 Raws where we've just been seeing Gunther shit talk and get confronted by AJ in some passion or some fashion silently. And finally, AJ just like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and then I'm going to interrupt your ass. For a moment, I believed it was Jericho too. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but in all of John Cena's WWE career, the 23-year career, he's only tapped out to 4 people. Jericho is one of them. Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, and Gunther. So if Chris Jericho had interrupted Gunther, it would have been really cool because you keep saying you tapped out John Cena. Well, I did it first. I thought that would have been dope as fuck if he had showed up. It'd be perfect. It's like you keep saying you tapped out John Cena. Old news, but we got AJ instead. And now I think this is starting to set up what is probably going to be the start of AJ's retirement because I don't see AJ retiring this early into the year, but he did say he will not wrestle into his 50s. And I believe he turns 50 this year or next year. So and he said this is his last year. He will not wrestle in past 2026. So I'm surprised they're setting it up early. I could see this being the first of a series of matches they do leading toward Mania. That would be cool. But I'll tell you one thing. He slapped the shit out of Gunther. And one thing I loved was the intensity. As soon as Gunther snapped his head back, man, they were forehead to forehead. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, I want to see this now. So did its job for me.
This just proves my point why I hate Gunther. I mean, AJ comes out. You don't even let the man fucking talk. Oh, I'm Gunther. I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. Oh, I'm an asshole. Yeah, that's literally what he sounds like every single promo that he does. But really, I don't want to see AJ go out by Gunther. I don't want to see any more people go out by Gunther. Cena was just enough. That sounds weird. I don't know why. But still, I don't think you should have this, if you're going to even do this, basically have Gunther like Randy Orton 2.0, the legend killer. I don't think you should do anything like that. If you do something like that, don't. As simple as that, don't. Because, I mean, just don't.
Well, unfortunately for you, Tux, he has already been referred to as the career killer.
Screw you.
So, unfortunately, the odds are stacked against us on the opposite happening. So, I will say this. What in the world, Gunther? I get it. You tapped out John Cena. Why are you saying the same shit 4 weeks in a row? I legitimately, as soon as Gunther came out, I looked over to my stepdad, who was literally sitting right next to me, and I said, watch. He's going to say I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. He's going to say it.
Tommy.
And how many times did he say that?
Tommy, let me ask you a question. Is it aggravating you now at this point?
Yes.
Then that's exactly why he's doing it. And it's working.
Like, it's not like the details of him saying it like that. I'm completely fine with. That is the obvious thing. It's how repetitive it's getting.
But that's the point. It's pissing you off because he keeps reminding you your hero is gone because of him. That's
because the people are going to boo him. That's what he wants. That's what the WWE wants. They want.
It's already been booed out of the building completely.
You cannot get booed enough, apparently.
Even though he's getting more heat than Dominic Mysterio did.
Yeah, man, it's lovely.
But yeah, I do completely agree with both of you, Blood and Snug. This is definitely where I expected Jericho to fit in. It was either this or the main event if he was coming in at all tonight. Unfortunately, he wasn't. So, if he's not here by the end of the month, good luck, WWE, because people are going to get pissed off real fast.
Shout out to Slime World says Gunther is one of the top heels of all time. I can't agree with that more. And they also love Gunther.
Same.
Facts, B.
Of current, not of all time, though.
He's definitely one of the best freaking wrestlers of all time.
He is one of the top best heels of all time, too. I'll go as far as say that.
He's one of the most dominant, period.
Yeah. Well, as much as we love Gunther, you know what I did not love was this next match, which I hate to say because Maxine Dupree is from my hometown of Sacramento, California. She defended her Intercontinental Championship versus Becky Trump, aka Becky Lynch. And I was kind of hoping, God damn it, I never thought I would say this. I was kind of hoping Becky Lynch would win. I had Becky Lynch winning on this one because I guess I just prefer to see the belt on Becky than on Maxine Dupree at this point. I'm one of the ones that hasn't been sold on Maxine Dupree, and I think this match pretty much solidified that for me. Like, I remembered why I wasn't really too thrilled about Maxine Dupree being Women's Intercontinental Champion. But yeah, man, it was an awkward finish for me. It was a very, very awkward finish. Maxine Dupree had the ankle lock on Becky Lynch. She wasn't letting go. And then she didn't realize her shoulders were down. Right? And I say that like in quotes, she didn't realize it. And the referee counted 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch was holding on the rope, and we got a new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Becky Trump is the new champion, y'all.
I will disagree with you there on the finish. Maxine 100% knew her shoulders were down, but she couldn't kick out because Becky had leverage on the ropes. But she knew that she was pinned. She was trying to move her legs to kick, but Becky was holding the ropes. However, here's the problem. I kind of saw this coming, and I said it last week that I said this could go one of two ways. Because I said Maxine could retain so they could keep booking her stronger, because I don't think it's smart to do all that work with all those video packages, all those vignettes with Natalya in the dungeon, have her feud with Ivy for a couple weeks, and then beat Ivy, only do one retention and then lose. I thought, what was the point of all that? But here's the thing. I said, watch. Because Maxine has beaten Becky 3 times, she will lose on the 4th because they won't have Becky put her over 4 times. And they're going to probably put that title back on Becky so AJ Lee can take it off of her. That's what I see coming. Because let's not forget, folks, how Maxine won in the first place was Becky trying to cheat to win. Until AJ finally came out and said, fuck that. You want to play mind games? Let's play them. Look at me, bitch. And then Becky got her ass fucking beat. And that's how Maxine became the Intercontinental Champion. I just think my biggest problem with the match is that I have loved the first 3 matches that Maxine had with Becky a lot. I've sung their praises. This match was off. This was the first time in their series of matches I felt something was off. They weren't clicking. And part of what was killing my enjoyment for this match was the crowd. The crowd who was dead throughout so much of this, and then randomly chanting Y2J, Y2J, then chanting for Becky over and over again, then sometimes chanting for Maxine. When the last 3 times these girls have fought, they got "This is awesome" chants, and the crowds came alive to their feet. So I don't know if it was the crowd that sucked tonight, or they were saving all their energy for Chris Jericho and just weren't willing to expend it until they saw him. Because notice how this match came after Gunther's thing. A lot of people thought it was Jericho. Then it wasn't. Now here's the match. Now you're still waiting. But now you're seeing a match. You're like, well, this is all great, but I've seen this match 3 times already. Where's Jericho? Is the energy I got from the crowd. They've seen this match 3 times by now. They just didn't care tonight for a 4th because there might have been bigger things on the horizon for the evening. And their lack of energy, I think, somewhat threw the girls off because the first 3 times they killed it, and it just wasn't here tonight.
So quick question, Mr. Blood. You don't think there's a slight chance that any of that has to do with the fact that no one gives a fuck about Maxine Dupree?
No, not at all, because if you've been paying attention for the last 3 months, arenas have erupted for her. So that's why I said it might just be the crowd of the night, just a bad crowd. We have a lot of those depending on the city. Where were they tonight? Brooklyn? Brooklyn is usually hot or cold. They were in Brooklyn a couple times last year. Sometimes Brooklyn's great. Sometimes Brooklyn fucking sucks. So, and it's the same thing whenever they're in New York or Jersey. They get either or.
Nah, hell nah, Brooklyn. No, I'm kidding. Go on. Go ahead. Benjamin.
Okay, shut up. I didn't really like this match. I mean, not a shocker. I mean, no one really seems excited about it in here. So, I'd rather have their what was it? Their second match that they had in, well, like the one that I went to go watch, which was on October 6th, that Raw. I'd rather have that match than this one
Was that the
because
count out?
yeah, that was the count out. Um, so just this match was to me. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't shit. It wasn't not shit. It was okay.
Yeah, this was the only match where I was 99% sure I knew exactly what was going to happen. Before the show even started, I'm like, I have hopes for the tag match. I'm 99% sure Becky's going to get that title back. And I have my hopes for the main event for Punk and Breaker. I have my hopes. So this was the only one where I'm like, I know what's going to happen for sure. And it's exactly what I thought it would be. Becky got the title back, which means, hey, Mania, Las Vegas, y'all are probably going to be getting AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental title. That's what I have a feeling is happening. And I think at this point, the building blocks are going to start coming up more and more.
My only problem with that is that Mania is 3.5 months from now. Who the fuck are we supposed to watch Becky feud with in the meantime? Because half their women's division on Raw is in the tag division or their undercard. So what? Ivy Niles next because she bitched to Adam Pearce backstage. Whoever wins, I want them. So now we get to watch Becky Lynch beat Ivy because no one believes Ivy's gonna go over on Becky. I mean, they were trying to build an underdog story with Maxine. That made sense. Ivy's not considered an underdog. She's a heel, and it's a heel versus heel dynamic. You think they're going to have Becky put over Ivy? They haven't given Ivy shit to do in 6 months. So it's like it's the same problem we're starting to have with the women's United States title picture. A constant, never-ending void of filler and repeat. And something's got to give.
But who
You
said
could take Natalia out of catering.
it could be more than one where they have a couple before Mania and then Mania is the big one?
Well, look, all I'm saying is if Becky can bitch for a rematch 4 fucking goddamn million times and get it, Adam Pearce better fucking give one to Maxine. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
whether
good
she
Lord.
wins it or not, that's here nor there. But continuity fucking matters to me. And this rematch clause, we've spoken ad nauseum about how in-fucking consistent it is. Becky bitched for a rematch twice. Okay? Maxine should get one.
I don't know, but I popped this from this comment by Slime World. Says the crowd was too focused on Y2J returning over everything else and got their hopes up just to get nothing. Can't lie, I was one of those people, so I can't really hate on the crowd.
But that's exactly what but thank you, Slime World Trey. That's exactly what I said. At the start of the show, what did I say, gentlemen? I said they made a mistake by feeding into the Y2J shit because it literally overshadowed and distracted everything else that happened tonight in the middle of the show.
The new World Tag Team Champions were in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, the Usos, and they put every tag team on notice. They said 2026 is the year of the Usos, which means we got a new year and the same old tag team. Jay and Jimmy are back together as champions. Feels like fucking 2015 all over again or whatever. But yeah, they're like, anyone can get it. Come see us on Monday Night Raw. So I wonder what new tag teams we could see face the Usos. And I hope they're new tag teams and not, the New Day or, the Viking Raiders or whatever they're called now, the War Raiders, or, the same old tag teams over and over again. I want to see someone else, someone different. New year, new tag teams. But what did you guys think of seeing the Uso brothers kind of just cut a promo and leave here tonight?
I mean, it was fine. I'm like, you flew them all the way the fuck out to Brooklyn for 2 minutes, okay? You know, there's something I'll mention about what Jay was wearing, but I'll leave that to Toxic because I'm sure he'd be happy to mention it. But when it comes down to it, it's fine. I don't want them back together as a tag team. I made that clear many times last year. I didn't want to see them reunited. I think there was still a lot of gas left in the tank on both of their singles runs. Jay, you know, I think had a really interesting story to tell where he was sinking further and further into non-belief and depression, and we just dropped that storyline out of nowhere. And it was starting to make me feel like, oh, his character is getting very interesting. He's getting more development, and I love it when they give Jay character development because say what you will about him in the ring. Personally, I like him in the ring, but his character work has been some of the best WWE character work of the last 6 years in this company. His character work in the Bloodline was next level acting by WWE and professional wrestling standards. So was Jimmy's. And Jimmy has deserved a singles run by now. He's deserved a singles mid-card title fucking by goddamn now. He's deserved at least one world title shot by now. I'm not saying he's got to win the thing. I'm saying at least get him in a match. Him and his brother are equally just as good as each other. So when it comes down to it, are they a tag team again? Great, cool. I've seen you guys do this. I couldn't even tell you how many times now. Kind of shitty to start the new year with a team that I love, but I would rather see separate.
Okay, so I will point this out that Stranger Things Yeet hoodie that Jay was wearing, fire. I want to actually go check WWE shop after this and see how much it is so I can save up for it.
$95
on sale.
Anyways, yeah, I 100% agree with Blood. I like them as a team together, which that looks just fine with the World Tag Team Championships on them, but I would rather have them on their single run still, especially because Jimmy Uso hasn't gotten a fucking title yet. Singles title, I should add. Something that Snug said, New Year, new tag teams. There is two that I'm going to predict. I've seen two things on these, and they're like, I don't know what they are, but like possible Mania matches, if they even hold them till Mania. The Hardys or the Lucha Brothers.
Fuck the Lucha Brothers. Hardys.
But
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
Sorry. Jeff and Matt Hardy versus the Usos. I mean, Matt's barely mobile, and Jeff's still kind of got 40% of it. But I've never seen it. Give it to me.
But yeah,
Pause.
I'd like to see the Hardys or the Lucha Brothers. That's Penta and Rey Fenix go against the Usos for the tag team championships, because those are probably my dream tag team matches right now, I think.
They are under TNA contract, and with that whole thing, Hardys are a possibility. Although it does seem like that partnership, it seems to show up more on NXT than it does main roster, except for that one Saturday night's main event show with Leon Slater, unfortunately. But I will say that I wouldn't mind Lucha Bros as well, since they were reunited in AAA. I wouldn't mind that either.
They haven't been reunited yet. That's the thing.
So nothing's come of that yet?
Nah, they were supposed to be reunited the last AAA event, but Penta got injured. He got that shoulder injury, so Rey Mysterio took his place instead. But they are scheduled to reunite again at their next AAA event, but it just hasn't happened yet.
Now, put them back.
Yeah.
All I know is Hardys versus Jay and Jimmy Uso at Mania, because I don't see the Hardys having another year as active competitors the way they're moving and slowing down, especially after the match the Dudleys in TNA for the Dudleys retirement, which was a fucking insane match. I could see this being a retirement match at Mania for the Hardys. I think it would be amazing. Let them go out as a team and induct them into the Hall of Fame in 2027. I'd be down for that. Give that to me. They deserve to go out at Mania. They are legendary.
Yeah, the Hardys definitely need to have a very major, big retirement like that. They definitely deserve that. Someone posted, I think it was on Twitter, like their tag team dream match for the Usos for WrestleMania, and they said the Usos versus the New Day versus the Hardys, where Jey Uso, I think, was the one actually reacted to it, which I thought was pretty interesting. So maybe we could be seeing
my
that.
lid for that. Because I don't care if it's a 6-man triple threat fucking tag match. Put the belts on the line. Those are the 3 biggest teams in mainstream pro wrestling. Period. I don't give a fuck who's in AEW. The Young Bucks do not compare to the fucking Hardys, the New Day, or the Usos. They don't. Records aside, period. They just don't have the star power those fucking 3 teams have. And nobody's star power clears the Hardys in modern day tag wrestling. It just fucking ain't happening. If you could give them such a major stage to go out on and give them their flowers, give them a Mania fucking crowd. 30 fucking years these motherfuckers have been, actually, they debuted in 92. Granted, they weren't the Hardys yet, but that's when they started carrying Yokozuna out to the fucking ring, opening the doors and shit. That was fucking 1992. Give these men the send-off of send-offs. They deserve WrestleMania.
Plus, with that triple threat, it would also slightly call back to the Mania that the New Days were the hosts of. Because at that moment, that was a return for the Hardys. When that originally set as, I believe, a triple threat, it turned into a fatal
forward.
Because of the fact that, hey, mystery 14, the Hardys came on, and that was a massive pop when they
bro. That was when the New Day came out dressed as Dragon Ball Z.
That was one of the best WrestleMania returns ever.
That was one of the loudest pops I've ever heard through a TV screen. I mean, it tells you. Give it to us. Give it to me, please. That's on my WrestleMania wish list.
That was like 10 years ago. Wasn't that like 2015?
It was 2017, 18?
Yeah. Still, man, I remember that shit. All right, let's move on, you guys. The next segment, we heard from the Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vaquer, and another great segment for so many reasons. So before the commercial break, they showed Stephanie Vaquer walking backstage with the boot on her left foot, I believe, and everyone was like, huh? What the hell? She's injured? Huh? What? How? Why? And there was a moment in the match last week where it looked like she had injured herself. That kind of threw me off the match a little bit. I felt like the match kind of went into a different direction after what seemed like she might have hurt herself last week. And then we see the boot on her this week, and I'm like, okay, then I wasn't tripping. I saw something weird go down in that match. She comes out to the ring. You know, she's usually pretty serious, you know, but this time she was getting a little bit more emotional in her promo. And I'm like, oh no, she usually doesn't get like this. She was getting kind of like watery in her eyes. And I'm like, no, she's going to relinquish it, huh? So it was like this whole crazy roller coaster ride off this one promo segment for me. And I was like, please don't say it. Please don't say it. And no, she was like, this isn't going to stop me. I'm still going to prove to the world that I'm still the greatest female wrestler on the planet. And I'm like, perfect. We still have a women's world champion because I don't want to see this thing get relinquished again. So that didn't happen, thankfully. And out of nowhere, Raquel Rodriguez, boom, attacks a injured Stephanie Vaquer. So Raquel snaps. She gets a lot of heat on the fucking injured baby face. And she's going after that fucking boot. She's going after that injured ankle. And I'm like, well, fuck, is she injured or not? Like, if she was really injured, I don't think they would go after the leg like that, but they did. And this whole segment was just fucking crazy. Raquel snapped. I love seeing that aggressiveness, that attitude from Raquel. I want to see more of that from Raquel. I want to see a fucking straight up bitch, from Raquel Rodriguez. Get some real heat and make this feud between Stephanie and Raquel even more interesting. But I absolutely loved every bit of this.
I definitely believe Stephanie's injured. It's just not so bad she needs to go out or have surgery. So it's safe to work it over carefully. She is in a boot which is filled with padding. So slamming it, it's still literally fixed straight because boots kind of act like splints. So it's like her ankle is straight, her leg is straight, it's padded on all sides. If Raquel throws her leg and then lets it go just enough time for Stephanie to control the impact, it's safe. Because just like when Punk had to go out and he got injured, remember, he got attacked by Drew with his arm still wrapped up, and that he attacked him there too. And then he had it was safe. So the only thing about this I gotta say is, just like you, I was in the chat and I was like, oh fuck, y'all see that boot? Please, no, don't vacate this shit. Oh my god, no. We were all in the chat like just, fingers crossed, wishful thinking. And then everybody, as soon as she goes, I'm not going to let this injury stop me, everybody's ass is unclenched. But I will say, I didn't like what followed. I didn't like at all Raquel attacking her. I thought it was stupid. And I will tell you why I thought it was dumb as shit. It's the same reason I have a problem with the Cody and Drew shit over on SmackDown. Hey, Drew, if you fucking get Cody to attack you, he vacates the title, but it doesn't automatically mean you win it, dumbass, because that was never one of the stipulations. Hey, Raquel, if you fucking injure Stephanie to the point where she has to vacate the championship, you don't get a title match, dumbass. It doesn't automatically get vacated to you either. So I thought this was so dumb. I'm like, why are you trying to injure the chick you're trying to beat the title from? Because if you hurt her too badly, there is no match. Now you've got to do exactly what would have happened if Cody vacated it and what Drew would have had to have done. Compete in a fucking tournament to win it and probably lose. So all they're doing is hurting their own fucking chances of capturing the very thing that they're after. And I was like, this is idiotic. I'm not going to attack you. I'm trying to get you in the ring. If I'm lucky, you'll still be injured enough that I can work your leg over in our match, not take you off the shelf to where the match never fucking happens. So I thought it was stupid.
Oh God, why? This is definitely a way to write Stephanie off of TV, which that means she'll have to relinquish the championship more than likely, not unless she pulls a Seth Rollins. Hopefully she does do that, but I just don't want to see her relinquish it, because if she does, that would have been the third good champion to relinquish that title. We got Rhea first with the shoulder, and then Naomi because of Big Jim, and what's it called? Then Stephanie for her ankle. So I just don't want to see. I'm praying she pulls a Seth Rollins and just keeps the title with her and still shows up on TV. But if she has to relinquish, I think it should go to Raquel, because she doesn't deserve it for attacking her. But in my eyes, I like that belt on her. I want that belt on her.
Hold on, Tommy. My brother in Cthulhu Christ. Just because Stephanie vacates it does not automatically mean fucking Raquel deserves it. Keep in mind, my friend, Raquel's not even a number one contender. So it shouldn't be defaulted to her. What has Raquel fucking won?
Okay, my point
heart.
My point. Okay, Snug, shut up. My point was, it should be won by her, and whatever the fuck they do to get a new champion.
Fair enough.
Okay, this segment. Okay, so Toxic shut the fuck up. But I will say overall, I was terrified when I first saw her in that boot. Because I'm like, please don't say it. Don't you dare say it. And then something else popped into my head. This is not the first time that she has been injured as champion and still fought through. Back when she was NXT champion, she did exactly that. She was injured, had 2 different title defenses in the same night, went through completely and successfully defended both of them while still injured. So, it would not be the first time that she has kept a title while injured, defended it, and hopefully defend it successfully. Because she did that twice in one night while also being injured. Also, ask Cody how that is with that fucking Hell in a Cell match. But still, my point with this is simple. She has done this before. She can absolutely do it again.
And then after that, we had more women going at it. Liv Morgan versus Lyra Valkyrie. Liv Morgan had her her first match, although it was kind of fast, since her injury, since she returned, which feels like forever. When's the last time Liv Morgan had a match? I can't even tell you. I can't remember, but it's been a while.
When she got injured?
When, though, like months? Give me dates or something. Come on, you have
7 months ago.
Thank you, Mr. Blood. Jesus Christ. Where was I? Yes. This match was really good too, I thought, man. I mean, if I'm being honest, I enjoyed this match a lot more than Becky versus Maxine Dupree, which I'm not sure if that's really saying much, but it was really cool to see Liv back. I don't hate Lyra either. I don't think Lyra's half bad either. I always enjoy watching most of Lyra's matches. I thought these two women worked well together, and Liv Morgan got the win, so that was a nice way to bring her back, make her look strong. But also, they didn't completely bury Lyra because it was kind of a distraction with some of the shenanigans that went down outside of the ring with fucking Roxanne and good old Bailey. So Liv Morgan took advantage, hit her finisher on Lyra. 1, 2, 3.
You know what I just realized? It was all women matches tonight until the main event, wasn't it? So yeah. Unless I got hit by the neuralizer from Men in Black, I think it was
right.
all women's matches. So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. They really did highlight the women tonight, and not just in matches, but in promo segments too. So when it came down to it, look, the match was fine. Was it great? Good? Nah, not really. Hard for me to get into, and it's not really because of the in-ring work. A lot of it just had to do with the crowd just not giving a fuck. And look, when you watch these shows from home, at least in American or Western wrestling, it's not like Japan where they're extremely silent and you get standing O's, you get applause, but the crowd remains respectful and quiet, at least in most Japanese promotions. And in Western wrestling, you really do feel the absence of the energy in a match if the crowd is silent, if they're dead, if they're barely coming alive. And again, I hearken it back to people sitting on pins and needles waiting for Chris Jericho. And there were Y2J chants again in this match. And I thought that both women did the best they could with the time. It wasn't a long match. I've always been a fan of Lyra's in-ring ability. I just don't like her character. I don't like her character work. I hate the shit she's been doing with Bailey for the last half year. I think it's been cheesy and corny. I think it's stupid. I think the whole story that she's in with Bailey right now, where she's got to verbally and mentally abuse her friend to pep talk her friend up into believing in herself, is a horrible fucking thing to put in front of a family show, especially with kids watching. I think that's a terrible message. I think the only good thing about this was that Liv is back. Liv's still performing in good condition, and she won. I will say I was afraid of something. The very end of that match, when it was over, Liv went over to the ropes to get on the turnbuckle, and she was limping. And I was like, please tell me she did not fucking hurt herself again. Oh my God. She literally was limping hard over to the rope, and then she winced, stepping her left leg or her right leg up onto the rope. So we'll see. But this match was fine. The only thing it accomplished was giving Liv some momentum, which it needed to.
Now that you say that, Blood, I think I might have figured out in the point of the match where that probably happened. You said it was the right or the left one?
It looked like the right leg she was limping on, because when she goes to the rope, she does this. She steps away from the ref and she goes like this.
Yeah. Okay. So this part's off topic, but it kind of is on topic. You know the running knee thing that CM Punk does?
Yes.
Liv did something like that, and it kind of looked like her knee hit Lyra's face weird, but I don't know. That's just probably what I was thinking. But anyways, I agree with Blood. This match was fine. It was okay. The only thing that it served was to know that Liv's performing good and that she can actually get a win over her life, unlike some other people on SmackDown. Yeah. Yeah.
Roxanne too's been losing. I think she's one of the ones that lost the most last year.
The Prodigy.
The Prodigy loses like crazy and almost get beaten the crap out of by Bailey with a chair. So, yeah, Roxanne decided to do the wrong thing and piss off Bailey. So, good luck with that, Roxanne. But this match, I did absolutely love it. It was not match of the night for me, but still, for me, it's still a little bit up there. I think I would put this at 3, personally, because I think that the women's tag goes up there, and then main event on top is what I would probably say. But this match in itself, it was fine. Of course, Liv was going to, because it's her return match. Of course, she's going to get a win. But Lyra looked absolutely great, and good to see that Liv is still in working condition.
And after this match, we had like some backstage segments where we had an interview. I kind of stepped out for a little bit during this. It was like during the CM Punk interview. And then when I came back, it was a main event. But then later I saw that, was there a segment there that they aired with Javon Evans? And I think I saw something about him officially signing to Monday Night Raw. Like he's part of the Raw roster now.
Apparently you saw wrong because we didn't see that.
Unless it was commercial free for you. But I had ads central tonight. The opening match alone went through 3 ad breaks. So I missed a lot of shit in between.
Did you use your VPN?
No, Raw, I specifically just watch my 58-inch. So
I think what you're thinking about, Snug, is probably the thing with Penta and Rey Mysterio in the bag.
No, I saw that. No, it must have just been an internet thing. They probably just posted it on Twitter or something. But because they posted on Twitter, they usually post what happens during the show on Twitter. So I figured that it must have happened on the show, but I guess it didn't. But either way, Javon Evans is part of Monday Night Raw, but I think we kind of already figured that one, right? They just made it official tonight.
Yeah, all right, you guys. Monday Night Raw coded.
All right, you guys. Let's talk about the main event, and we're going to start things off a different way this time because I want to give a quick shout out to somebody who called us out on social media, that boy Joseph. I wonder if at Snug Wrestling is going to say the same about CM Punk after his first title defense, because the matches were damn near identical fashion, but Buddy probably won't. Uh, that boy Joseph is referring to, he's comparing the review that we did, or that I did, I should say, for Carmelo Hayes versus Johnny Gargano, United States title match on last Friday Night SmackDown. Thank you for your comment, that boy Joseph. And you're right. I'm not going to say that about this match, about this main event between CM Punk and Bron Breakker, because they weren't identical at all whatsoever for so many reasons. Because unlike the US title match on SmackDown, this match was, for one, two main event top stars for the World Heavyweight Championship, not the US Championship. And we literally have Bron Breakker, who is the future of the fucking company. And we have John Cena, one of the biggest names in professional wrestling, not just in WWE. What did I say?
John Cena.
Oh my God. CM fucking Punk, one of the top fucking stars ever right now. You can't just compare the level of these two guys to, nothing against Carmelo Hayes. I mean, I guess nothing against Johnny Gargano either. Hold on, I'm not done. But it's just completely different categories, and not just in names and star power and ability and everything else. Main event, mid card, two different things. These matches are not identical at all. So this match here with Bron Breakker and CM Punk retained. It was his first title defense, so I'm not surprised that he retained, but also Bron Breakker going into this match had a lot of momentum. He's been built up in a very, very big way, so there was that doubt that made this match very unpredictable, even though this match was CM Punk's first title defense. You still kind of believe that there's no way CM Punk is going to be able to defeat this beast, this monster, Bron Breakker. So in that sense, two completely different matches. This match right here, this main event, was a great main event. And I'm really happy with the outcome. The people were behind CM Punk. Even though people like Bron Breakker, they want to see the babyface win. And back to the drawing board for Bron Breakker. It's just not his time yet. But I thought this main event was awesome.
I'm going to help you out here real quick, Snug. Genuinely, not sarcastically. He's not talking about them being identical as in the it's champions versus challenger. He's talking about the layout of the match. The champion having a hard ass time and taking forever to put away the challenger. He's comparing the way the match was laid out, not where it's placed on the card or the power or the championship of the stars involved. He's trying to basically call you out for saying, well, it took Carmelo forever to beat Johnny Gargano. Well, you're going to say that it took CM Punk forever to beat Bron Breakker, is what he's trying to say. But I'm going to defend you on this one, Edgar, in the sense of I see where the guy was trying to come from, but I think he missed the mark, because the difference is the roles are reversed. In the United States scenario, Johnny Gargano is the veteran as the challenger, giving Carmelo, the newer up-and-comer guy, a hard time to put him away to retain. This match was the challenger is the up-and-comer who is ferocious and giving the veteran champion a tough time to retain. They aren't the same because the subjects are switched. Their positions are switched. So it's not the same. In fact, it's the reverse. So I am defending Edgar in that fashion, because you can't. Johnny is fucking fantastic, but he is not, and he is, to me, a Daniel Bryan level wrestler, but he is not CM Punk-esque level of, or sorry, in my opinion, Bron Breakker, ferocious intensity, star power-esque level of a challenger to that of Carmelo, CM Punk-esque caliber charisma. These were two very different matches. they sure were both lengthy, and it was very difficult for the champion to put the challenger away. But that's as far as the comparisons go.
I love this fucking comparison. It's so funny to me. Like, okay, we're really gonna compare in that sense. Thank you for clearing that up. But we're really gonna compare Braun Breaker to Johnny fucking Gargano now, right? Like, I can believe Braun Breaker is gonna push CM Punk to the limit. I can't believe Johnny Gargano can do that to Carmelo Hayes. That's it.
I mean, that's where you and I will disagree, but we've been there, done that. I've seen his takeover matches. He can definitely do it. But
yeah, well, been chilling. Go ahead, Toxic.
No complaints about the main event whatsoever. It was everything I expected it to be. High-paced match at some parts, like a slower paced match, like especially in the beginning, how it was like technical. I liked that part about it, how they didn't get straight into the action. They had some technical work first, and just I felt like that built up to everything that would eventually happen throughout the match, which I mean, I can't believe that Punk just hit Paul Heyman. I thought he was gonna do the running knee thing, not just the. Anyways, you get the point. The match was amazing. No complaints. No, not really any comments, other than it was good.
Really quick, because I didn't realize we were talking about the main event now. I thought you were doing it different. I would like to give my very quick thought on the actual main event. Fucking fantastic. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the better championship matches that we've had on Monday Night Raw in a while, because they've been giving us championship matches left and fucking right. It feels like all year from last year. This match had a full-blown beginning, middle, and end, like a first, second, and third act. And every time you thought it was over, they'd win another 2-3 minutes. And I thought even though Braun lost, they put him over in a magnificent way, in my opinion, because it proved to me that Braun can hang with someone the level and caliber of Punk. Punk selling that genuine anxiety and fear that he was not going to be able to pull this off. The doubt, the looking around frantically, the pulling his hair back, looking genuinely like, how the fuck am I going to do this shit, was amazing. That alone, his reaction to Braun keeping going, to me, put Braun over more than any other move in the match ever could have. Because it showed me that a veteran, a world champion, a one-time record-breaking world champion, was struggling against this up-and-comer who kept running through all of Punk's offense like a freight train. Between all the interferences and everything else, it was a great match. And even in defeat, Braun looked like $1,000,000 But I also think the right guy won. I think if you really want to solidify Braun as an up-and-coming future fucking face of the company, you don't put his first main world title on him on a Raw. He needs Mania. And I think that's what they're holding out for. No matter who's going to bitch online about, you want to make new stars, they won't put the title. They should have just put the title on him. Because the IWC is going to bitch about this. You fucking know it. Be smart, guys. If you love Braun so much, do you think he deserves winning his title on a Raw? A Stranger Things themed Raw? Or do you think he deserves to be crowned his first ever world title on the biggest, largest stage possible? What do you think is going to do better for his career? And then rethink your complaint.
I mean, it took Cody like 2 years to finish his story, right? So
exactly.
So before Raw went on air, like a couple hours before, I had watched this video of somebody theorizing what they were going to do with Braun Breaker. One of the biggest things they said is, have y'all heard this story before? Loses a world title match on a Monday Night Raw right before Rumble. seem familiar to y'all? It's exactly what they did with main event Jay Uso. Because he did the
Tommy,
same.
if I could correct you 1 second, and I don't mean to cut you off. Jay faced Gunther at Saturday night's main event, and then he won the Rumble, not on a Raw.
My point still stands because Saturday night's main event is still a show that nobody really cares about. So it's a glorified house show. But still, does the story seem familiar? Around the same time of it happening, going into a Royal Rumble, I think that we got it all wrong when we think Sammy. I'm going to full-blown put it out there. What if Breakker wins the Rumble, goes on to Mania, and then wins the world title there?
I would kiss you.
No pause. I think that'd be great. I think it's smart because so many people, including us, are like, it's got to be Sammy. It's got to be Sammy. It's in Saudi. How could they not have him win the Rumble in Saudi? But what if they have him win the Rumble next year and then he main events WrestleMania in Saudi instead, and they just forego all of the Rumble shit back-to-back year story with Cody rewash, rinse, and repeat, and they just give it to Bron? What if Sammy is the red herring? Everybody expects to be Sammy, and then it's really Bron. We get everybody in the IWC so hyped up. It's going to be Sammy. It's Sammy. It's Sammy. It's Sammy. He's in the final 4, the final 3, or the final 2, but so is Bron Breakker, and he loses. I could see that happening, and it wouldn't be a bad call. In fact, it'd be pretty fucking smart to use the way that we feel about Saudi as fans against us.
Well, right on, you guys. That was the main event for this Stranger Things edition of Monday Night Raw. That was the review with the Snug Wrestling crew. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And before we get out of here, we're going to talk about Ricochet's comments that he made on our post this Thursday on TikTok Live, because I'm not letting that shit go. I got something really, really special planned for that day. If you guys don't know the story, check out our Instagram. But other than that, let's get the fuck up out of here.
Oh, fuck. I can't wait for Thursday. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, that's going to end it for this episode of Snug Wrestling for the first Monday Night Raw of 2026. If you guys love hanging out with us, you can do it every Monday and Friday night after Raw and SmackDown go off the air, respectively, for live post-show reviews. And as bonus content, tune in during the actual shows on all of our social media for reaction content moments after the segments go right off the air. Then kick it with us every Thursday night on TikTok Live while the app is still live and running. For myself, Mr. Blood, and that handsome Mexican over there, Edgar, do our one-on-ones every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on TikTok Live, where we answer your fan questions live and cover random or current and relevant wrestling topics. In this case, this Thursday, a diatribe from Edgar about his hatred of Ricochet and Ricochet's comments. But guys, until next time, stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. And don't forget to support this podcast by heading over to our TeePublic/Snug Wrestling, or click the link wherever you're watching this. It'll take you straight over where you can pick up your Snug merch. We've got over 100 designs representing Snug Wrestling, our love for wrestling, AAA, and just the history of professional wrestling. Until next time, guys, that was one time for the one time, considering it was the first Raw of the year. Boys, I said it. That was
4 letters.
4 letters.
One word.
One word.